afternoon, and welcome to this Monday, June 28th edition of Referees Corner here on IslandStats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin. Joining me are members of the Bermuda Football Association, or Bermuda Referee Association. We'll start off with the new president, Mr. Lloyd Christopher. First of all, good evening, Lloyd. How are you this evening?
Good evening. I am very well, thank you. How are you doing today, Earl?
I'm doing wonderful. Newly elected into the position as president, what would you consider a priority for you over this summer period working with the head of referees from the Bermuda Football Association, Mr. Cranston Williams?
We have quite a few initiatives that we are working on over the summer. One of them is one that we've been trying to do for the longest while, is to just trying to generate interest and to expand our quota of referees, to try to encourage individuals to sign up for referees. That's one of our initiatives. Another one is we want to develop our strategic plan, and we want to have that in line with the BFA Referee Committee strategic plan. And another one of our initiatives, which is a new initiative, is we want to implement what's called coaching for referees. And that's, for example, if a referee just needs somebody to talk to for whatever reason, they have someone to talk to, and that person can be guided in the right direction as to who or whatever assistance that they may need. And this could go as far as someone needing EAP, or just someone just needs somebody to talk to, or being instructed to talk to another official. So we want to implement that, and that is something new that we want to do for the fall season.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm going to jump to Zaina next. Zaina, you recently conducted a course, or was one of the instructors for a course. How did you find that position in helping to organize and put on a course for referees?
To be fair, it was the second time I think I've been on one of the Futuro courses. It comes, I think teaching comes quite natural to me. I do actually substitute teach, so I don't have a problem adapting that teaching to the referees. I think one of the most important things is to try and keep.
Okay, looks like she's dropped out. You're back. Go ahead. One of the most important things is to
they remain interested in actually the learning portion of trying to become a referee. Ensuring that our referees are knowledgeable of the laws. That is crucial for us, so that we can get referees elevated to the next level. So that be the FIFA list or CONCACAF list, or just international referees in general.
Right. Dwight recently announced co-referee of the year. First of all, congratulations. How does this award, what does it mean for you in what you've been able to accomplish in your time as an official?
But you know what, this was a goal of mine, to be considered amongst the best, and also considering that I've only been in this particular I don't know, I've only been reffing. This is my 4th year. Mm-hmm. However, it's an honor to share it with Anthony Francis. I don't know.
A quiet storm.
To win it in a year of pandemic, I don't know, but you have to set goals. I'm very vested in whatever I do, and so you can pick the bones out of that. I give 100%. I give everything that I have, and but for the most part of it, the persons that voted to pick me and also pick Mr. Francis, I feel honored, and I say it in all sincerity, to be put in the same um, bracket as him. Regardless of what people may think, I come to the privilege.
Mm-hmm. No, you're part of the executive as well, the new executive as well.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Vice president.
Vice President, and Zena, you remained on the executive, right?
Yeah, as the treasurer.
Okay. Now, obviously, the three of you and others that are on the board, putting your heads together. I know Mr. Williams has been out championing the cause of getting more people to officiate, but he's getting them at the youth levels. Some are doing senior games, but what's you guys' early plans or early talks in trying to convince some senior people to come out and assist?
But you know what, Earl? I can't speak for Lloyd and I can't speak for Zena, but I think that perhaps in my mind's eye, if we can do more PR, if we can do more promotional and showing the good attributes that we do on the field, little snippets of the training that we do. Perhaps actually, I was having a conversation with the president yesterday with regard to having us more visible in the community, doing some philanthropy work, like maybe visiting old folks' homes, seniors' homes, things of that nature. But that's would be, I guess, overall, that would have to be something that would have to be discussed within our ranks. And but that's my idea with regard to trying to get more adults interested in the vein of being able to cast the net a little wider than the youth.
Hmm.
So I don't know how Lloyd feels about that.
And I would just like to add a little bit more to what Dwight just said. We also just need to have individuals realize the benefits that can be obtained from by being a referee. Because being a referee can be done a lot more than just refereeing in Bermuda. One can become an international FIFA referee, and that can be a lot of exposure, and it comes with financial gain as well as the ability to see other countries and to travel. I think that a lot of the referees now, all they are thinking about is just, okay, well, just referee in Bermuda and Bermuda only. And I've done a lot of talking with individuals. Every time I see people who I may have played with, I try to encourage them just to try it out. And they also, oh, the abuse, everything's always about the abuse. But if we can try to change the mindset and focus more on the benefits that they can receive from refereeing, then I think that can also go along with what the White was saying as well.
Mm. Zena, obviously, we have quite a few females doing the first division and premier division matches. Um, how do we encourage other females to get involved in the officiating side? Because we do have a lot of females that are playing. In the if you look at the academy and you look at the the national squads, but how do we get to the point where they're going to be officiating?
So, first, let me say that I think the BRA should remain, and the BFA really remain focused on promoting young persons, as particularly because FIFA and CONCACAF both look to invest a long period of time in people that make it on the list. So I think we are all right in investing in and looking for young people to join the BRA as officials. For women in particular, I think we're at an advantage because I don't want to say that it's easier, but because there are less women involved in the game as a whole, I think that, sorry, but because there are less women involved in the game as a whole, it gives us the opportunity to actually elevate quite quickly. So persons like Natasha Trott that recently came on and started officiating, she's somebody that's very talented. She will be able to rise to the top much faster than, let's say, one of the male individuals, just because there are less women in the game. So I think I think we're doing the right thing and trying to encourage more females.
Mm. No, Lloyd, you brought it up in conversations with people. Everybody talks about the abuse. Everybody talks about the abuse when it comes to fishing, and not just football. It's a common thing where the official becomes the target even before the whistle's blown, even before a ball is billed, even before a puck is dropped, anything of that nature. They just become the target. Um, do you think education of the people that you want to get involved in ensuring that there's ways of blocking that out would help?
I think also we just need to change the mindset or try to change the mindset of the individuals who are actually watching the game. Because if, say, for example, if there is abuse and the referee just says, okay, well, this game is over, I am not doing this anymore, then other spectators would now be saying, okay, if this continues, then we're not going to have any football because referees that they are not going to referee at all. And they could also be championing the fact if somebody is making obscene gestures or doing whatever, then the other spectators can be the ones telling them to, that is not acceptable. Instead of us referees always trying to say, okay, well, that is not acceptable. But if we could get the support from the public as well, that will go a long way as well. And like you said, the abuse is not going to go away because spur of the moment, tackle happens, a player thinks that they got fouled, the referee sees something completely different, the player is upset at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that part is fine because that goes along with football. People get upset, but when the player just keeps going and keeps just pushing that button, then that's where I think the abuse lies.
Mm-hmm.
And we as referees, so I know this year, we're going to be trying to stamp out that type of abuse with regards to the constant back answering and things like that. But like I said, the initial tackle, whatever, that's within the game. Somebody's upset, fine. We can accept that. But the continuous part of it, that's what we need to stamp out, and we need to let other individuals know who would like to join us that yes, there is going to be some abuse. However, we can control what we can tolerate.
Well, I'm not going to call you not old, but as you get older, your tolerance level goes down, and obviously you are not about to take any more than what you can tolerate. Dwight, how have you managed that so far, and has those patients become much thinner now that you're a year older? I'd say a year older.
But you know what, Earl? I've been very consistent on your show in saying that I have a very long tolerance. I have a high tolerance level. I have a long elastic band. But you know what? I think that the benchmarks that I set within myself within my own game is that I I put the onus on me. I try to be better. Um, there there is a possibility that it's me that's making the mistake. So that's the way that I try to look at it. So um, when it, when I when I look back on my journey, which has been rather short when you think about it, when I look back on my journey, but I I reflect and I say, you know what? Perhaps I could have done that better, and perhaps I could have done that better. So it's a lot of introspect after I finish refereeing and over the course of the weekend, when Monday morning comes and so on and so on and so on. But um, the the first the first stops with me, like, and I say, you know what? How could I have handled that situation better? And then beyond that, I say, well, you know what? That person's an idiot. Okay. But hey, you know what it is what it is. Sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. And uh, if I can go on just a little bit there, for the I have had a exceptionally good time there have been only perhaps two young men who, out of all the matches that I've refereed, out of all the personalities that I've encountered, there have perhaps only been two young men who have been um, not not at their best after the 90 minutes have gone. And so, because I do realize that some things, like Lloyd was saying, some things are football related. Some things are just people. That's the game tactic. That's they try to get in your ear. They try to throw you off or whatever. They try to get an advantage for by any means necessary. But generally, once I blow that whistle after 90 minutes, and we find ourselves over the line, or we're in the changing room or in the showers. Hey, everybody's friendly. Jackson, you after a good game. Don't worry about me. I was just trying to get on your bedside. I was trying to get an advantage. So I mean, it's part and parcel at times. But for the most part of it, I don't stress. I don't worry about all that.
Definitely. Now we're in the off season. Well, we've been in the off season since December 5th, I believe. But obviously, there's courses coming up. There's so many things going on. What are you guys doing, or what are the membership doing over this period to either catch up, brush up, or even take new courses? I believe there's a assessors course going on.
Yes, I'll jump in. When the season ended, we never stopped. We continued on, and most of the time it was during we were having technical Zoom sessions. So we've been having technical Zoom sessions from December up until I would say probably June, June, and we just completed a FIFA course, which Zana was one of the instructors on. We had that course. We are also going to be having a local course coming up. Hopefully we're looking to have a local course come up the end of August. And in between that time, some of the referees have also been doing physical training as well. So we have been up at Horseshoe Bay Beach pretty much every Sunday morning training. Yeah. So there's quite a few of us referees who are in some pretty decent shape. I would exclude me out of that, even though I go to the sessions. and we are also going to be having a fitness test, a FIFA fitness test, the 24th of July. So we are gearing up for that fitness test, and that will put us in great stead for the beginning of the season.
Well, I've seen some photos. You even had the Bermuda Football Association president at one of your sessions.
Yes, sure. Yeah,
putting in 3 paces.
Yep, he decided to join us, and he thoroughly enjoyed it.
Hey, Earl,
Yes.
I think Lloyd's being rather modest when he says that he's not amongst the elite with regard to fitness.
It's always been fit.
This is what I'm saying. But I think Lloyd, I mean, I want to esteem him. That is for the gentleman and the expertise that he brings. He certainly see benchmark when we come out on Sundays to train, and it would be nice to see you, sir, in an official capacity with your equipment, and perhaps that could be featured on some show or Art and Stats at some point in time. Because the referees, what's interesting is that Lloyd said that the referees have not stopped. So with regard to training now, when we're training and then it's just us, and then all of a sudden we see all these other entities in the form of premiership teams or whatever that just happen to come by. Well, we're ahead of the curve with regard to them. Well, we are in it to win it. So the effort that's being put out And then to further reinforce what your question was asking, like there is a lot of there's a lot of things that we are doing. There's a lot of things that that's on the table, and um, there's exciting times ahead.
Mm. Zena, we already mentioned the fact that you were part of the team to do the last course. Where can you take this if you were to take another course? What's your next step of vision for yourself? Because obviously you're on the field, but what you're doing is something off the field as well.
So for myself, I would just say again, just trying to master the laws, because since I am one of the newer technical instructors, I need to ensure that I know every law inside and out. So it's always improving on my knowledge of the technical game, and working alongside the fitness instructors, so that when we do have our um, training sessions, the meaningful, the relative to the game is not just running up and down to be fit, but it's running in ways that teach you how to mimic the best referees in the game. So it's just brushing up on my technical knowledge of the laws, because the next step is possibly becoming a CONCACAF or FIFA instructor. So those were some of the feedbacks that I got when I did do the course with CONCACAF and FIFA instructors. I think it was in May. I think.
Uh, People doing like the assessors course and the instructors course, and does that also help with knowledge of the rules? Because they actually probably double down it even more in that regard, because you have to, I guess, get variations of how you look at every situation.
So I think any kind of course is going to be beneficial. So even if I wasn't an instructor, it's good to take a course that brushes you up on the laws of the game, or even the assessor schools. I did think about doing that myself, particularly because now I'm one of the technical instructors. So how should I be evaluating a referee in the game if I'm not actually on the field at the same
Mhm.
time, so that I can provide meaningful feedback, so that those ones that are aspiring to go to higher levels get
Mm.
everything that they need out of us.
Mm. No, I know. I read somewhere recently where CONCACAF and FIFA are kind of making officials, or not making officials, but wanting officials to speak a second language. Um, if you're going to be on the list, have we started here in Bermuda? Where are we with that?
So
Well, yeah, yes, Anna.
I was going to say, as far as I know, it used to be that to be on the list, you had to speak Spanish and English was
Mm,
secondary. Now it's you have to speak English. Having a second language is, of course, beneficial, particularly for CONCACAF, because most of the CONCACAF countries speak Spanish. Um, Unfortunately, my second language is Hindi, so that doesn't help in the CONCACAF region, but I do understand a bit.
Well, um, our Lloyd and I believe we're due to start uh, the Spanish course, and I believe it's for 12 weeks. The first session is this evening, so I'm sure we're both looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to loosening up my tongue for when I go down to Costa Rica. So looking forward to having a good time, mate.
And another thing, you had touched on the assessor course,
mhm,
and I would just like to add with regards to the assessor course is that with regards to assessors, they see and understand more of the referees than they
Yeah.
actually get from the actual trainers, because the assessors see them in form on the field. They can identify areas for improvement, and what the assessor would do is they would make their notes and send their notes to the actual trainer. So okay, well, this referee needs to do more lateral movement. This AR flag needs better flag work. So it will be the assessors who will be the ones who will be dictating what the referees, the type of training that the referees are actually going to get from the trainers. So that's why it's going to be key for us as assessors to be able to assess our referees and to work in tandem with the fitness and the technical instructors to better our referees altogether.
Yeah, and I think also, if
No,
I can add to that, it also makes us more accountable in the field, for the movement that we make, the calls that we make ultimately. It gives a reason, it gives a why as to, um, why did we do such and such. And so, like, it's all of the courses that we're taking is uh, reinforcement. It uh, makes us more tuned in to what we're doing. So, hey, I'm having a good time so far.
mm. What would be the BRA's plan to get more assessors available to you? Because you're not necessarily saying that the person has to be an official because they will be taught all those things. But what would be the plan set out to try and get some more assessors as you would be trying to get more officials?
Well, I think right now we're just working on the current crew that we have about, if my memory serves, between 10 to 12 assessors right now doing this course. So I think once we get through the initial course, we'll be able to expand, because then we'll be able to probably do the course locally ourselves as well.
Mm, okay. Now, what is required, Zena? What is required for someone to do a local course and be in charge of a local course? Because obviously, FIFA and CONCACAF want to know that you've been through X amount of courses to be able to do such that. I know in the past they never really had someone from the country do it because of favoritism.
Say that again. What?
Okay, so
Just repeat what you want me to respond to.
the part where what more do you need to what more would you be needing to do to be a local instructor? When I say local, I'm talking about being able to do the whole course by yourself.
Oh, okay. So, again, I'm not being funny, but the teaching part comes very easy to me. So I'm confident now. I think when I done the course back in May or whenever it was, I agreed to do it like the week beforehand. So we put together some slides and went over the material, presented some clips. So I'm very comfortable. It's just a matter of getting the topics that you want to teach to the audience and tailoring it to your audience. So if we have a younger group of referees, and of course you want to tweak the information that you're giving them and make it far more interactive so that you don't lose them. When you're dealing with the more seasoned officials, it becomes a bit easier. It's just getting the message across and ensuring that they understand how to apply the laws of the game in the game.
Mm.
So I'm quite
Well,
confident. If I had to do a course on my own, I am comfortable.
yeah. But well, the second part to that question would be what would FIFA or CONCACAF require from you to be able to do that? Because as I said, not necessarily do they allow um, local people to do local courses due to favoritism that they would see that they want to make sure that somebody else does it.
So I think for those people to be comfortable with, let's say myself running a course, they would just need to know that I know the information. They will have wanted to observe me in that teaching space. So, okay, we've observed Zena, run 3 courses already. We're comfortable with her running the entire course this time. Um, I think that really, they want to see a commitment from. They want to see a commitment from. Sorry, there are some external people walking around me. They just want to see a commitment from the instructors. So they would be. I'm pretty sure quite comfortable with someone like Mr. Francis, coming in saying, "Okay, we're comfortable with running this course in August, and we don't need any assistance from CONCACAF or FIFA instructors. They
Mm,
can just be observers." I think that they would be comfortable with that after having seen Anthony instruct on so many
right.
different occasions.
Okay. Now, Lloyd, I'm always asking this question because it always seems to happen year after year after year. They have the coaches course when the season starts. We have referee courses when the season starts. Would it be prudent to have courses prior to the charity cup per se completed?
When are you asking about referee courses
Yeah,
or?
referee courses. Because I hear this one's going to be in August. So, as we know, the first week in September, we generally have the Charity Cup, and then we go into the Dudley Eve or Martin Dudley Eve. And more times than none, we're short of officials because people are doing a course.
Well, this course will definitely be done prior to the beginning of the season, because this course is scheduled to be completed by the end of August. I believe it's a 3-day, probably be a 3-day course. If my memory serves me, either a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday course. So it would be completed prior to the charity shield. So
Okay.
our officials will be in good shape by the time the charity shield comes around.
Well, that's good to hear because again, I often I even see coaches running from a training session that they're doing the coaching course when the season starts to run and trying to get the team ready for a match at the start of the season. It's not always well planned out, but it's good to hear that you guys are planning to have the basis of your training done. And when I say training, I don't mean you guys weekly training because you guys do a
Right.
lot of weekly training stuff. What would be some of the things that you guys have already discussed about those weekly training sessions that you guys want to kind of address?
One of the things that we were talking about over the summer is how many times a week should would be trained over the summer, because the season, like I said, the season ended early, and we were doing a lot of Zoom sessions once or twice a week during the winter months, and then when we were allowed to come outside, and the restrictions were eased up. We started out with regards to the, what was it, 10 or less, 10 or less. So we started a group up started there, and then when more individuals were allowed to come in, we just increased the numbers. Of right now, it's just opened right up. So, and we were looking at how often do we want to be training during the summer, and just so that everybody can get a break, we just decided, okay, well, being that we have this fitness test coming up in July, you just want to at a minimum do once a week, and then after a cut match, that's when we'll be kicking back into 2 to 3 sessions a week,
Yeah.
and that may be hindered by, well, not hindered by, accompanied by friendly games, because a lot of teams are going to playing friendly games as they have been doing already, and they're going to want us to officiate their friendly games. So we will be officiating their friendly games, and that again would also be teaching moments for us with regards to not just officiating these games, but also training assessing for those games as well. There's referees who are participating in those games.
Well, I know you and White have that course that you're going to be doing in a matter of minutes. So, and that's why we wanted to start a little earlier to give you guys a chance to come on and discuss things, and then get to the next scheduled program that you have.
One more thing I just want to mention before we go. Again, something else that's new that we are looking at doing. We are going to be looking at inviting referees who have CPR training.
Okay.
Just in the case that something may happen, just so us as referees, we have an idea as to what it is that we need to do on the field. If the person has to lay out flat or whatever the process is, we referees have an understanding as what it is, what that would entail. So we are looking into putting on a CPR course for the referees.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good start.
Yeah, like I said, we are expanding, and it's not just referee. We are doing more than that now.
Okay. All right.
I have one last thing to say before we go. If you were wrapping up, but I've been trying to say all this time, and it would be remiss of me to leave this program and not esteem Zana for the sterling job that she done as the instructor, as the local instructor a few months ago. I think about maybe weeks ago or whatever. She done an excellent job, competent, knew what she was talking about, and I just wanted to give her kudos for that. Let me see you smile, Zana. Okay, here, girl.
You don't want to cut her eyes at you, do you? Well, yes, I was wrapping up because you guys are making time, so I didn't want to, intrude on that time making. But I want to thank you all. We will be talking throughout the season, as the season approaches, and hopefully there are people out there that are willing to put their hand up and join the ranks to assist in making sure that one of our national sports it continues and grows, even with officials. We see increasing of numbers of players week in and week out, but we don't always see that increase of numbers of officials. So hopefully that number rises, and and also with the assistance of you guys on the committee and Zana with her instructor courses and all that, we can actually see more people moving forward to the FIFA list as well. Okay.
Sure.
And also, as the white said to you, Earl, feel free to come to one of our training sessions to take some clips or whatever, just to support us. I'm putting it out there now.
Earl, you can come and participate.
The thing is, right? Let me just tell you what it is, right? Know your position, know your place. Mine is to bring the equipment and record. How's that?
Sure, mate.
Funny.
Yes,
Good stuff.
indeed. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening, and we'll be talking very soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
We do appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.